Good morning, my dear students. So, in last class we have discussed about the different events which are takes place during the time of sexual reproduction. So, let us continue the remaining concepts which are included under this sexual reproduction. So, in this sexual reproduction, after this sexuality in organisms, the sexuality like a unisexual condition or the dioecious organism or the bisexual condition called as a monoecious organism. So like homothallic organisms are commonly called as the monoecious and heterothallic organisms called as the dioecious condition. So sexual dimorphism can be seen in the organisms like plants and animals, many of the organisms. And these organisms, whenever they undergoes a sexual reproduction, during that time, the cell division mechanism is very important during the time of formation of gametes. So, cell division during gamete formation. So, what type of the cell division can be seen during the time of gametic formation? So, if we have to observe gametes, so gametes are always haploid condition. The gametes are always haploid condition. The gametes are always in a haploid condition. The parent cell may be diploid or haploid. The parent cell may diploid or haploid. It means the cell which is participating a cell division to produce the gametes. That participated cell we called it as the parent cell. Now for formation of these gametes, the parent cells are required. So these parent cells may be diploid irbodu, it may be the diploid condition or sometimes it may be the haploid condition. So whether the haploid parent also can undergoes the meiosis process to produce us the haploid gametes that we can see in a majority of the algae like the cladophorus and the allothrics and those chara, like these kind of the plants, they can produce us the haploid gametes by the help of haploid parents. And likewise in case of the parent cell may be diploid, the parent cell maybe it is in diploid condition because majority of the parents are in diploid cells which undergoes the meiosis condition. So like the process we called it as here a meiotic process is helps for formation of gametes. The parent cell now meiosis cell division can helps for production of new gametes. or haploid gametes. Take an example here, a microspore mother cell. The microspore mother cell is in a diploid condition. This microspore mother cell undergoes a process called as meiosis to produce the microspores. To produce the microspores. These microspores are in a haploid condition. It means the mother cell called as the microspore mother cell is in diploid condition, and it undergoes to produce the gametes. This microspore is nothing but of the gamete, as a male gamete. The microspore may be also we called it as the gamete, and this gamete is in haploid condition because of the involuntary of cell division called as meiosis. The meiosis process is involved. Now here we have to understand the two terms. One we called it as the meiocyte, and meiospore. The meiocyte, the term is a very important term for 1 mark purpose. They may ask in board examination as well as in competitive examination. The meiocyte, it represents the cell which is participating in meiosis. The cell which involves meiosis. The cell which involves the meiosis is called as meiocyte. Now the cell which is involved in the meiosis cell division, that's why we called it as a meiocyte. Then what is the pleiady of the meiocyte? It is nothing but of a mother cell, that's why it is in diploid condition. Like the formed, the result of meiosis, the result of meiosis formation of meiospores. So that's why these meiospores are in haploid condition. Now here the involuntary of the mechanism, we called it as the cell division function, that it is a meiosis cell division. So how this meiosis cell division is occur in the sense, so here we have to understand the parent cell, how they are produces the gametic cell. Now the parent cell, suppose to think it is a parent cell, it is a parent cell which has composed of the diploid condition, is in 2n condition. Now it undergoes a mechanism to produce us two cells by result of meiosis 1. Then each of the cell is participating in the meiosis 2, it will complete the meiosis process, then it results formation of a, each of the cell can produce us the two cells. Now we have to observe here a meiosis process is a reduction cell division. It is combination of meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. It means during the time of a parent cell which undergoes, here we called it as meiosis 1. During this meiosis 1, two cells are formed, and moreover the reduction mechanism is occur. Now the chromosome number is reduced to half in the newly formed daughter cells. Now the meiosis 2, these cells can participate the meiosis 2. The meiosis 2 process. So it is just like a mitotic process. That's why there is no change in the chromosome number during a development of a new gametes. Now this is the a parent cell called as meiocyte, which undergoes the meiosis process, and finally these formed cells we called it as meiospores or gametes. Meiospores or gametes. Like this basic principle is involved for the development or formation of the gamete condition or the gamete formation. That's why here the cell division during the time of gamete formation we can call as meiosis process. That meiosis process can help for the development of gametes, a haploid gametes, because two sets of the chromosomes are present in the parent cell. It is reduced to half in the meiosis 1, then again during meiosis 2 each of the cell which is formed by a meiosis 1 can proceed to meiosis 2 function and produces two cells. Finally a result of single meiosis finally production of 4 gametes. 1, 2, 3 and 4 gametes will be produced by the result of their each meiosis process. Each parent cell can produce 4 haploid gametes. That condition can be seen at the time of the cell division, at the time of formation of gametes. We have to discuss some of the examples how these meiocytes, what is the chromosome number in the meiocytes and different organisms. If you have to take the best examples in case of the organisms, and the meiocytic number. And their condition called as the gamete. If you have to observe the one organism called as a human being is very familiar. The humans has composed of their chromosome number in their meiocyte is in 46, that we are calling it as 23 pairs of the chromosomes are present in each of the cell of a human beings. 23 pairs we are calling it as a 46 chromosomes. The 46 number of the chromosomes can be seen each of the meiocyte which is participating in meiosis, which has composed of 46 number of chromosomes. Then the result of completion of a meiosis process, it can produce us the haploid gamete, that it leads to 23 chromosomes. So 46 n is equal to 2n is equal to 46, then n is equal to 46 by 2, 2 1s are 2 2s are 2 3s are, n is equal to 23 it will becomes for a simple calculation. Based on this a simple calculation, we can find out what is the chromosome number in the meiospore or nothing but of the gamete. If they ask the chromosome number in the myocyte, if they have given the gamete condition, then you have to just multiply it. They're adding, like we called it as, now a parent cell has composed of 23 chromosomes in their gametes, then what will be the chromosome number in their myocyte? Then you have to, n is equal to 23, then 2n, n plus n, then 23 plus 23, then it will comes the total number of the chromosomes in their myocytic cell. So, like many of the cells, those many examples we can observe, like we called it as the a very less number of the chromosomes can be seen in the fruit fly. Is nothing but of a Drosophila. So, these fruit fly, their myocytic chromosome number is in very, very less. That is why many of the scientists, they will start to study about chromosomes by taking of these organism is a Drosophila. The Drosophila melanogaster is the scientific name of the fruit fly, and their myocytic number is in 8 and their gametic number it is in 4. Haploid condition, it is composed of 4 in number. Like you have to observe in the housefly. The housefly has composed of 12 in number, then their haploid condition we may observe it is only 6 number of chromosomes are present. Like they may ask the myocytic number, then to find out the gametic number, or they may ask the what is the gametic number they may given and ask the what is the number of chromosomes in their myocyte. Like many of the examples, like we called it as a maize, the maize has composed of 20 in their myocyte, 10 in their gamete. Likewise, we called it as the onion. So, the onion has composed of 32 in their myocytic number and 16 in their gametic condition. Like in many examples we can observe, like we called it as a potato, which has composed of 48 chromosomes and their haploid condition is 24. Like in the elephant you may observe, which has composed of 56 number of the chromosomes in their myocyte and 28 chromosomes in their gametic condition. And the many examples, like we called it as a butterfly. A butterfly has composed of little bit more number of the chromosomes in their myocyte, that it is nearly 380 chromosomes are present in their myocyte, and in their haploid condition 190 gametic condition we can observe. Like in the highest or maximum, most of the chromosomes can be seen in a fern plant called as Ophioglasm. Is a kind of the one 460 number of chromosomes in their myocyte, and the gametic chromosome number should be 630. Like many of the examples we can observe during a myocytic formation, and the number of the chromosomes in the gametes as well as the number of the chromosomes in there, we called it as the myocytic number. In examination point of view, they will ask either find out the chromosome number in their myocytic or to find out the chromosome number in their gametic condition. If one they will given, then the other one it will be easy, because of we have to know the myocyte has in diploid condition, the gamete it is in haploid condition. If they ask the gametic number, they have given the gametic number, then you can just multiply it or otherwise add it. Then the myocytic chromosome number it will be comes. So like many of the examples we can observe under this myocytic chromosomal number and to calculating the gametic chromosome number. So like very simple calculations but compulsory in every examination, competitive examination, based on this myocytic number of chromosomes or directly they will ask to find out the chromosome numbers of their myocytes respective organisms like different human beings and housefly and potato, like different organisms they will give in a order manner. Then during that time you have to find out the chromosome number in their myocytes. That's why you have to remember their myocytic chromosome numbers, at least 8 to 10 individuals. Okay. So then after this meiosis, then the transfer of the gametes. How? In a pre-fertilization time we have observed the transfer of the gametes. How the gametes are transferred? So transfer of gamete is another process can be seen by pre-fertilization time. The transfer of gametes. The transfer of gametes. Now the gametes are produced by the process called as cell division like meiosis. Now produced gametes has to transfer. So basically male gametes, the male gametes are motile and flagellated. Some are having the motile structures like flagellas are present, and most of them they shows the motility character. Motility, it represents the movement. Almost all the organisms of male gametes they shows the motility. But flagellated are few only, like we called it as the zoospores. Zoospores of the algae can produce us flagellated structures which helps for free floating. But whereas in case of the female gametes, the female gametes are stationary and attached to parent body. See, male gametes are motile gametes, but in female gametes they doesn't shows any kind of the motility. They are non-motile gametes. Female gametes are the non-motile gametes. That's why they are stationary. It means they are attached to their parent body always. And when you have to observe, these has to transfer, the gametes has to transfer from the male part to reach the female part. During that time, many of the agents or many of the components, especially called as medias, are required. The plants which are growing in the water habitated plants, the plants growing in water habitats, so The water habitats they are growing, those we called it as the example like the hydrophytic plants, those we called it as the Zoostera, is the seagrass and the Vallisneria and the Hydrilla. Like these kind of the watery plants, they are always present in the watery bodies, and whenever they transfer their male gametes to reach the female gamete region, the water is helps for transportation. The water, the medium water is required for transfer of pollen grains or male gametes. The watery plants, they require the medium called as water. Without water, the male gamete should not to transfer and to reach the female gamete region. That's why failure of the gametic fusion will be failed. It means fertilization will not possible. Then fertilization will not possible. Then production of the seeds, fruits, these are failures. Then that's why all those male gametes produced in the water habitats should huge manner they are producing. Every male gamete is not to reach the female gamete. Due to the fail to reach the female gamete, that's why huge number of the gametes of male can be produced. Those plants are performing through the help of the water. The water is agent for transferring of the pollen grains or male gametes. So in few of the plants, those we called it as the terrestrial plants. In those terrestrial plants, a transporting mechanism, we called it as the pollination. So the pollination is a transfer of the pollen grains from, it is a one kind of mechanism which helps for the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma. To anther to the stigma. That we called it as the pollination mechanism. And this pollination, different types of the agents, like sometimes the water it is helping, sometimes the air it is helping, sometimes the birds are helping, sometimes the insects are helping, sometimes the animals are helping. Like different types of the pollinating agents are helps for transfer of their pollen grains from anther to stigma region. And these pollination, it is in two different types. Like one we called it as the self-pollination. Other one we called it as a cross-pollination. The self-pollination and cross-pollination. The self-pollination, it indicates the pollination is occur within the same flower. Pollination takes place within same flower, is called as a self-pollination, or the same plant in the different positions. One it is present towards the apical region, another one is present towards the branch region. If between these two flowers also the pollen grains are transferred, we call it as a self-pollination. Whereas in case of the cross-pollination, pollination is occur between two plants of same species. The cross pollination, it represents the male plant is located in somewhere and the female plant is located in other areas. During this time, the male gametes will be transferred to reach the female gamete. The pollination mechanism is occur with the help of the different types of pollinating agents, and it should be same species. Now suppose to find a mango plant is present in this Jamakandi area, then the another mango plants may be located nearby the Bagalkot district also, then the transformation may possible, but pollination, here there also the mango plant and here also the mango plant, then pollination will be success. If there it is a neem plant, here it is a mango plant, then the pollination will not be successful and unsuccessful will be occurs. Due to that result, further proceeding process will be stops. Like same species is required between two plants of the same species, then the pollination we call it as the cross pollination. So thank you for watching this video class, and we will continue the remaining concepts in our next class. Thank you.